Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. They're the shorts. They're necessary right now. So here we are, pattern making. You've already seen a bunch of these videos, but in this instance, when you have big long pieces, like you can see over here, shop's a mess, but we have some almost 4-yard gunwales on this boat that we have to do. So always use the bottom perimeter, okay? We have one more of these seats to do. Remember, they're duals. So they're 3 inches. So make sure, that's my dog. She's coming in to see me. Sky blue. So anyway, always work off your bottom. Okay, and maximum usage. So I already know I have to take another three inches off of this. So I'm going to take this off this seat and this part here. And we got enough. So always think about every square inch, because every square inch is what? It's money. You're not doing this for free. And remember, these are beautiful. These are your hands. These are articulate, beautiful machines. Everything you touch is beautiful, and it comes out beautiful to your customer. So always remember, touch is everything. Take your time. Take your time. So you'll see, good side, down. So bad side, good side to bad side when you're making patterns, okay? This is the good side. This is the bad side. This is the good side of the new. I mean, you get it. It's redundant, I know, but I have to tell you that. So anyway, so we're trying to get maximum usage when you're, I've already ironed this. So, like you guys know, I've been gone for a while. So I went to work for the railroad. Beautiful people. My best friends, WER. It's awesome. But I love this. This is my passion, you know, because it's beautiful. And so there's a railroad tie there. Imagine that. Little scrap out in the yard. No one minds. As long as you're not taking big sticks, then you're going to be fired. But so I put that down in the middle, and I'm just looking to, like, in the very middle, when you're tracing, like there's a lot of booger balls on here. Don't worry about that. And you'll see why in a second. So we're going to start here. Come over here, please. Hold it up and look down. So we have it. You find a weight that's good for you. And then you want to go 1/8 of an inch away from everything. Trust me, do 1/8 of an inch. And then you can adjust later. Just 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't have to be perfect. So a lot of people are thinking, I'm going to trace this pattern. It doesn't have to be exact. That's not it. You already know what your sew allowances are. And when you go to sew it together, you're going to know. Because you've been sewing for a while, right? I hope. If not, just a skosh bigger. Gives you some wiggle room. Make sure your witness marks are correct, because witness marks are what? Your friends. Thanks, Ron. So, anyway, we're going to come out here, and I'm just, like I said, 1/8 of an inch, boom, boom. Just make it flat, and you pull it flat. You got that middle anchor there, and you can pull this flat. And then it's no matter what, you're going to be fine. And you see those little witness marks? Check. Check. Witness mark. Check. Witness mark. Check. Do you follow? It's important that you know these things. Witness marks are your friends. They will never abandon you or make you fail. Back again. See that little wrinkle? When I ironed it? See how it's not there? Now watch when I push. See? So you have to manipulate these these little pieces that you're making patterns of. So 1/8 of an inch out always. See a witness mark? Hash it. Pull it tight when you can. Witness mark. Hash it. when you come to corners, a lot of these people, what they do, and it's an industry mistake almost, because there's a way to lay a sew allowance. So if you'll notice right here, this is just one little quick thing that I'll tell you. See this right here? This sew allowance originally went that far out. That's huge. But they cut it after it was sewn together so it would lay nicer when they went to upholster it. Don't do that. There's a way to fold your sew allowances. You fold them. The foam will allow that to relax to where you get a crisp edge when you have a top of a seat that comes together, and then you have a seam. Well, you have what? 1 sew allowance, 2 sew allowance, 3 sew allowance. Don't ever surrender them. I don't think it's necessary to remove them or cut them shallow to where it's tidier. Because what does that do? It's a possible failure, you know. And when people are paying 4, 5, 6, 10 grand for their boat done. Anyway, moving on. So that's what that is. But when you see that, when you're tracing a pattern, I would advise that you always add it in, because you already know that this is a 1/2 inch sew allowance, and you know that they cut it so they were trying to lay it flat when they went to upholster it. So add it in. Anyway, moving on. We're coming around. Hash mark sew allowance, hash mark sew allowance. Pull your railroad tie back if you have one. Oh, shit. Excuse my language. But like I said, it's not rocket science. You're going to know. The more you do this, the better at it that you'll get. And down to the bottom, you'll see. So when you're following patterns, you're going to run into this. That's not how it originally was. You want to make that an actual corner. See? And then when that one was missing because they wanted it to lay flat, things like that. These are little things that don't follow a pattern exactly correctly. No, make it your own. Make it, look ahead and know that that is not how it originally was. Little things like that are going to totally help you. So moving on. Again, I told you this was a channel back. It was off the cuff. It's not a channel back. A channel back is a chair, you know, and you stuff the cushions, you know, and there's sleeves that you use and whatnot. It was just, I don't know, that's what it's reminiscent of. So the lines on this have to match up perfectly, okay? So, again, don't overthink everything. But when you're working with white, see that white? That's white as the driven snow. Always make sure that you clean your table. You clean your surfaces. You make sure that there's no dust, there's no debris, there's nothing on there. It has to be perfect. It'll save you later. You don't want to be using degreasers and stuff that will take off, I call it the hide, you know, when you're going to reupholster something. 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors, boom, boom, you get all ready to go and you're going to put it down on the frame. That's the hide to me. You don't want, you were worrying one area because it was dirty. When you stand back and you throw an eyeball on that seat, you're going to see that, especially out in the sun on the lake. So that's not how we do things. So, and always use water. Okay, but first of all, everything, like see my tables here, you know, they're clean. I burn wood in here, but before I start doing anything, I just wipe it down with water, okay? And I paint my tables twice a year. So things like that. Think of that when you're doing white work. It's a big deal. You don't want it to come back and haunt you. And the only thing that you should ever use degreaser with and use this, I should get a sponsor for this, but I'm new at this, so I don't care. It's just honesty. But it's a really good degreaser. And that's to get glue off. And we're going to do that in our next video. So I'm going to stomp out a couple shorts. But after we get this traced out, cut out, we're going to glue this on here. And this is a 1/4" scrim. And these are remnants. Always use them. Don't throw them away. I talked about density. So you have, this is a real high density. The reason I'm going to use it on this one is because of the feel of this particular seat. I think it needs it. Other than that, I think you can get away with this. Okay, that's a medium density. So it's read the room. Read your foam. Foam is everything. If you touch it and it doesn't bounce back, steam it and steam it and steam it and see how it reacts to steam. If you touch it and there's any dust or debris that comes off, chances are you can still use it, but it is compromised. So you're going to want a denser foam. There's all different kinds of, people will say that's not correct. People will say, just nuke the site for morbid and replace it all. Well, guess what? Just to replace this seat here in foam, they don't sell remnants that are that big usually. So, it's $100 to $150. So use the foam when you can, but do not cheat the customer ever. Things like that. It's important. Okay, it's all symbiont. All of these different materials, you throw them in a pile, they don't look like nothing, but they come out dancing like a star. And it's important that you know how their value equates to their construction. And that's a lot. But and thank you so much for watching again. It's important. So anyway, this was just a tracing video. All we're going to do is we're going to cut these out. We're going to glue them on the foam, fabric side down, because what? When you sew through your marine vinyl into your scrim, that hook and loop will grab that fabric and will keep it from pulling out, okay? And failing the customer in his boat party. So anyway, that's it for this one. We're going to make another one. I'll come back. I'm not going to kill you. I'm trying to do this different now, so bear with me. It's going to get involved. These other seats are. This is good. You're going to dig this. All right. So, what did I used to say? I'll see you around like a donut.